Okay, today's episode of How to Fix World of Warcraft. Then, again, we're just going through our notepad of random ideas we've written down, and we always
brilliant ideas,
brilliant, wonderful ideas. So we're just starting at the top. The top,
rise to the top.
The top one says, "Bring back the old talent trees, but keep the new ones too." And this
did I never explain that?
No, last time we did bringing back all the skills in the entire game, but to fold them into other skills is like a weird.
Oh yeah, dynamic is this the thing about bringing back the old talent tree?
Yeah, the old talent tree. And as far as the old talent tree, it was literally a tree with it's kind of stupid because you pick your class.
Pretty stupid.
Say you pick warrior, and then you'll have talents. So at level 10. You get a talent point, and you put it into the talent tree, starting at the bottom.
You get one of 3 trees.
Yeah.
Or is this the new tree or the old tree? Because there's the new tree, which is basically
it's not
just
a tree even.
3. It's not even a tree anymore.
No, well,
it's just 3 things.
We have to explain this because I want to explain this to
now
anyone
we have
who's
to
never
go back to re-explain the thing we didn't.
Yeah, which is annoying. But here's the thing. Yeah, the old original World of Warcraft tree. If you Google Wowhead talent calculator,
it's in WoW Classic too. It's back in WoW Classic.
It's the original talent tree. If you Google WoW talent calculator, you can actually see a simulator on a website of what the talent trees look like, and it's 3 tabs, and one tab will have you put your talent point. Every single level you get from level 10 on to level 60 will give you 1 talent point to spend, and you take 1 talent point, you spend it at the bottom talent, and then as you spend more, it will unlock the upper tiers of talents. So the more you spend into one of the 3 tabs, the further you can go. Now, what they do with this is they make you sub-specialize. So say you're a warrior and you put your talents into Fury, they'll let you do some damage, extra damage, that kind of shit. If you instead put it into Protection, that's for tanking. That's so you can pigeon yourself into tanking, and it's kind of a requirement. People refuse to let you play the game with them otherwise. Let's go to the next capture point or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm already on my way there.
I'm not. But
what's nice is when we do these reviews, it doesn't matter if we get sidetracked talking about the game we're actually playing.
This superior game.
I don't want to sidetrack ourselves by talking about something that's not the movie.
I'm going to openly say,
really give a shit.
Our movie reviews better than these because talking about World of Warcraft is shit. Even
it's like talking about cancer over and over. It's kind of like talking about Comicsgate.
I
don't want to talk about
it's
shit.
Like getting tased in the butthole over
and over.
But the
by Hollywood phonies.
Yeah, this talent. Here's the thing: today's idea isn't really for fixing World of Warcraft. It would be something that would be kind of nice.
This isn't necessary, but this would be a great idea. Here's the thing:
just to benefit the player,
right here and now.
The
new talent tree is really fucked up. It's too simple. It's too flat. So you're not really getting many choices. They're decent choices that you get. But the old talent tree really made it feel like you were specializing in something.
Yeah, and you were
building up your character because you're already taking a specialization before you take
We'll get into that in a little bit after
this will require explanation.
One last thing about the original WoW Classic talent tree that you can see for yourself if you just Google Wowhead talent calculator or World of Warcraft or WoW talent calculator.
Somebody was complaining, by the way, that we're talking over each other isn't annoying.
Yeah, you're going to have to get over that. You're going to have to get over that if you listen to our videos. We don't give a shit.
Nut up, you little bitches.
Nut up or shut up.
I barely talk anyway, so it's not like it's that hard.
And really,
it's easy unless you're a total pleb.
Really, but you need to learn to listen, be able to hear two people at the same time say the same. Because we're both saying something incredibly essential, like essential oils.
You're actually missing 4 times the content.
Yes, if you're not listening to both of us talk at the same time, because both of us have something incredibly important to say simultaneously, and we can't stop even for each other. We understand,
especially me. I especially can't stop because I'm barely getting to say anything.
But
to
also,
begin with.
double, especially me, some more though. But even better than you. But the thing is, yeah, we have to
the future.
We have to say it. It's essential, like world.
And the last thing we need
in
this universe is somebody telling us not to do that.
Yeah.
Guess what? Then, cunt, go do something else. Go listen to somebody else's shittier podcast.
They're not even.
That's your choice.
Those losers and their shitty.
Those are your choices. You can listen to a superior podcast where the information is so thick. There's so much of it.
It's so dense. There's so much going on.
You can listen to somebody's boring. You can listen to Captain Cummings.
Boy, we went
you
a
can
little
listen
rough.
To him be a total dope. We rode him a little rough.
We went a little rough on fucking. We're not friendly. We were very hostile in that earlier show we did earlier today. That will be a few weeks ago at this point, or a month ago at this point. But at the same time, I don't give a. Just like the fucking snowman in Frozen said, I don't give a fuck. Anyways,
on to talent.
Well,
the talents.
The last important thing about the talent tree, the old talent tree, is you could put points into both trees simultaneously. You could
3 trees. Everyone got 3 trees.
Yeah, and you could put points into all 3 at the same time. You put a point into Fury, you put a point into Protection, you put a point into Arms.
Don't wander off. You're wandering off.
I didn't know which way I was going.
Okay, well,
here, let's just... Okay, now we'll just grind and stuff against these motherfuckers. Grind up against them. If I told them they were hot, would they hold their bodies against me? But
if I told them...
I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Anyways.
Women love it when you tell them that.
Yes. It's so... Dude, it's so cool. Anyways,
I don't think there's anything left to kill.
Yeah, so the last point about that, the talent tree calculator thingy, the old-fashioned original talent tree, is that you would get those points, and you could put a point into each tree.
Legitimately hybridize.
Yeah, you could play hybrid.
Which was actually kind of exciting whenever you gained a level.
But it would punish you. The game straight up punished you for doing it. If you didn't specialize, you wouldn't get the skills that
the
actually
best abilities.
Made it worthwhile.
Even though back when WoW Classic came out, a lot of the some of the best abilities were total dog shit.
Yeah, they still weren't even good. Even if you did specialize, they still weren't good.
The guy mentioned it in his video that I won't bring up anymore ever again. But he's like the fucking top tier ranking for fucking holy paladins is like a bunch of strength and attack abilities. And then finally at level 30 or 40, you can get a heal. And it's like, why does it take 40 levels to finally get 1 heal?
Yeah, it's kind of insulting to the player base. And the thing is, essentially... Wait, I want to keep fucking... I need more XP stuff.
Are there any more fucking enemies to kill?
If we go back, there should be. But, I mean, let's try
Probably not. Probably not.
Well, let me fucking...
They show up on the blips. But anyway, you could hybridize, and on the one hand,
I wanted to hybridize.
Great to be able to.
Yeah, it was great to be able to, but here's the thing is that I did, and essentially the game punished me for playing the way I wanted to play. So that's a design mistake. That's a design flaw.
You got 1 point every talent, and until you hit level 60, some of those talents were completely worthless. Like it would be 2% extra attack power.
Yeah, and so if you have
when you can get
if you only have 10 attack power, that's 0 fucking attack power.
Exactly. If you're taking that at level 15, you're getting almost nothing.
The game's just spitting in your face 60, at that point.
Then it's overwhelmingly powerful and
again,
necessary.
that's your precious Mark Kern in action there. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Fuck them.
That's what I have to say. But anyways, that's the old talent tree. Now what you're saying is bring that back and the new talent tree.
Yes, keep the new talent tree. The new talent tree essentially does all the stuff that the old talent tree should have done.
Instead of you putting your talents in manually to specialize, what you do is you pick one of the 3 specializations, and it activates basically like a class, like a buff or something but it changes your hotbar.
It's basically, it reforms your class completely. So if you take the healing spec, your entire class behaves differently.
Yeah, and then you get healing spells. But if you go to, say, Elemental for damage dealing, then you don't have... it takes away a bunch of those heals. And for Shamans, you'll still get a heal. In fact, you used to have, 3 heals.
It's well-balanced right now. It's well-balanced.
Yeah,
but that's also one of the things that It's one of the things... I definitely prefer it, but also at the same time, by making it too balanced, they made everyone a little too uniform, so they made it a little boring whenever you level.
And that doesn't matter too much.
You have to gain 15 levels to get 1 talent point now, and there's only 7 talents in the whole game now.
Yeah, basically
for each spec. So it's not really exciting to get a new talent point and be like, I'm going to put it into this. It's just here's the thing. I already looked at the whole tree while I was on a flight path.
It's no longer a tree anymore, though. What it is you go to your spec, you activate Redstone. Yeah, it's a chart, and it's for every 10 or 20 levels, it's it unlocks a choice of 3 that you can choose from, and you click one, and so you don't get the other 2. Whereas with the talent tree, you could fucking get as many as you want as long as you had the talent points to spend to get them. Now, I'm not saying that's better, but it would be nice if you could just have both, just to power up your character that much more. Because I would have the talents and then I would have the extra skills.
Allowing me to hybridize in one or the other, or even double down on a tree, that would make it more fun. Just to be able to,
to specialize your character at least a little bit, in not even
you don't have to bring
way.
Back all of the talents again. You can just completely remake the trees again.
Yeah, just bring back the tree.
Choose something new.
Bring back the tree itself, not specifically every talent in it. Just the tree, where you get a point for every level you gain in the game, and you can spend it on some kind of minor buff or something. It maybe not even a buff, just something, again, just something that changes.
Again, something preferably passive.
Yeah, passive.
For instance, before, you had to take a talent just to be able to get Stormstrike, or use two-handers as a shaman. That is bullshit.
You used to have to spend 40 talent points. You have to spend 40 talent points, and the thing is that I did such shit damage with just my fucking running around with a mace and a shield. But I liked having a shield. But
you were a lot less squishy, at least then. Yeah. But also
kind of didn't matter.
So much less damage.
And then I would burn through all my mana in one fight, even at level 60.
You're nowhere near me.
I'm trying to just grind on enemies. I'm trying to hold their hot bodies against me. But anyways,
I guess then we don't have to complete the things then.
Yeah, not necessarily. But anyways, the that's the idea of the whole talent tree. Just combining it, just to give the benefits that they get already in the current game, combined with some more benefits that are similar to how they worked
specifically.
In the
I would
just
want
to get more benefits, to get more.
For example, instead of unlocking Stormstrike, make it so that it gave some benefit to Stormstrike. Maybe just flat damage, or preferably some kind of proc.
The talent points specifically would just buff Stormstrike in specific ways, or maybe make Stormstrike behave in a unique way. And of course, make none of it a requirement for playing. That's another thing Blizzard fucked up. Mark Kern fucked up incompetently like a retard. Was that WoW Classic made it a requirement. In order to raid, you had to spec prot. Otherwise, no one would let you in. We got into a guild that still would do that, but the thing is, if you were seen as a warrior that was
those
taking
were
up
the
space,
only options.
Yeah,
those were your only options.
You're basically taking up a slot or a fucking an ability, the capability of having another tank in the guild at all. If you're going as a warrior that doesn't go prot, so people would get pissed off at you. Why aren't you playing prot? What's wrong with you? And again, that's the community, but the game encouraged that kind of behavior by not shooting people in the head when they fucking behaved like total World of Warcraft enjoyers.
Utter World of Warcraft
Just a
players.
complete World of Warcraft enjoyer, and say that with the same tone of voice as ass cancer. Anyways, one other. So moving on to the next point. This is the first video where we fucking got past a point in the same video. The next one is another idea that's kind of similar, and I like it. Is all classes get an artifact?
But
weapon
on the subject
of
of fucking bringing back talents, there was a few other examples that I wanted to bring up.
Well, yeah.
Basically, that's just it, though. It's just more examples. Other talent trees. You'll be able to hybridize again. You can go full elemental and make your elemental spells super powerful. Or you can also, partially spec resto or full resto and still take the elemental specialization.
Or other things that may give you better survivability. Yeah, increase your survivability. Like that would be another option as like a hybridized kind of setup with talents augmenting your just normal spec.
And again, this isn't really a necessary. This isn't something that would necessarily fix WoW, but it is something that I kind of missed from WoW.
Yeah, and it would be kind of
the original vanilla WoW.
It would be a nice
that they
bonus.
got rid of.
It would be a nice bonus, even if, say, instead of giving you the points as you level up, they give you the points of how many times you've leveled once you hit a certain level. Like, say you get to level 150 or 200, then it gives you your talent points. It gives you 200 talent points.
Well, or, for example, level 45, it'll give you 15 talent points to spend right there.
Yeah, that's another possible. That's
every 15 levels, it'll give you a cache of 15 talent points.
And instead of to fix the game, this is just something that would be a nice a boon, a benefit to players in general.
Because while the new talent tree is very balanced and a lot more powerful and effective,
and it's nice and easy to manage. It's easy to manage in a way. There's still problems with it. There's still problems with it. Like if I go into a dungeon as a healer, it doesn't always automatically change me to become a healer. So I have to switch manually.
Problem.
And if I
separate problem.
if I start changing spec to healer spec and they pull an enemy, it cancels it. That's fucking really annoying.
Are you shooting these guys? You should be mealing them. Here, I'm trying to melee them too.
I don't want to fucking melee
I'm trying to melee them. I'm hitting them. I'm basically insta-killing these fuckers.
I am gaining XP at least. I got this XP
I am
booster.
Awesome.
I got this affinity booster.
Well, don't get too far from the defense
I'm getting fucked up. I'm almost dead.
We're supposed to be defending.
We're supposed to be defending. We're supposed to be guards. Yeah, we're guards.
Guards. What the fuck is that from?
Team America.
Oh, Team America. That's what Team America. I was like, what YouTube, what tooth era fucking YTMND meme is this from? Again,
it's so completely off, just out of nowhere random, where they just go, we're supposed to be guards. Yeah, we're guards.
We're guards. Two Hollywood celebrities.
Two famous, legendary Hollywood actors just go, we're guards.
Oscar award winners.
Yes. Anyways,
that's one of the other things I love about South Park is they just hate Hollywood.
It's one thing I don't love about World of Warcraft.
They didn't need any of that shit about the pedophilia. They're just like, fucking hate these people from Hollywood. I hate Hollywood celebrities.
Hollywood
phonies. All shit.
No one wants your autograph, phony. Anyways, getting to the next point though.
I don't understand why anyone would want an autograph
from a phony. Well, yeah, or just an autograph.
It's like that thing. Fucking John Ritter's death reminds us all. Get your autographs now. So I called up my parents.
Yeah, exactly. What is the point? What is the difference? But here, I really like this other idea too. Though is artifact weapons. The whole thing they introduced in Legion.
This was something they introduced. I was like, oh man, this is a great idea.
Yeah, in Legion, you get an artifact weapon, so it's like the beginning of the Legion expansion, which is like the second to last, the penultimate, if you will.
And this was something that kind of existed, like,
and we recommended it too.
Game for vanilla.
We were like, why don't we actually recommended this to Blizzard, and they put it in, but it was like a couple of years earlier.
So you're welcome.
Yes. But it was like, why don't you make something that's very class-based, and you do class-based things to advance this piece of gear, so that it's always a piece of gear that it's very reliable. You can consider it like your own personal piece of gear. You can hug it and love it and rename it, and you can reskin it, actually. In the game.
You can it'll look cool to begin with, but you can reskin it, and it'll stay reskinned.
Yeah, make it
like transmogrified,
like a new kind of legendary, and it's your weapon. So
what's your melee weapon at? What did your melee weapon gain?
27. Yeah, so it's actually only.
Okay, we could probably do this one more time.
Yeah, let's do another run.
One more time.
But anyways, yeah. So, and I liked the artifact weapon because I liked not having to get new weapons. That's like, oh, this one's a shitty side grade with fucking lame stats.
And one of them's a gun. One of the my hunter artifact weapon, the one that I took, it happened to be a gun, and it's like, oh shit, this is actually a fucking gun. So I don't have to be like, I don't want to take a fucking stupid ass bow.
Guns are so cool. Yeah. But the thing is, you could also transmog it. If it was a bow, it actually lets you transmog it into a gun, I noticed. And that's actually pretty nice, too.
That's one of the definitely cool things about the transmog system, is they let you transmog stuff that's not necessarily... Like, if you have a one-hand mace, you can transmog it into an axe. Transmogrify is the... For those who don't remember,
or don't know.
It's another stupid MMO speak. In this case, it's exclusive to WoW.
Transmogs may be a little intuitive, I guess, but Transmogrify is a system where you can, for just some in-game gold, which is not, it's not a microcurrency, it's just the money in the game. You can,
it's a lot easier to get now.
Yeah, and you can change the look of pretty much any of your gear, your cloak, your shoulders, your chest, your fucking, your pants, your boots.
You can make them all invisible. That was a thing that they added
too.
Recently. Is you couldn't make them all invisible, only the helmet and cloak.
And if you do that, it costs 0 if you make it invisible. So that's kind of nice too, in a way. So I can hide. You can hide your cloak. You can hide your cloak, your helmet, just by going for
hot, sexy Tauren guys.
Hot dudes.
They're a hulked out giant dudes.
Giant pants bulge visible. I can't believe they fucking textured that. No, well, whatever. But,
No.
Anyway, Za. The idea of the artifact weapon, your idea here is to give you an artifact weapon at level 60.
There was sort of something that with the Ancient Petrified Leaf quest, which again I don't even want to admit I did.
Yeah, that's
ashamed as I am of having raided in World of Warcraft at all. My greatest shame is actually having gotten the legendary. It's not even a legendary. It's just an epic.
It should have been a legendary.
Absolutely, and it's an insult.
It's an insult to video game players.
Priests also got something similar, the Benediction Anathema Staff.
Yeah, that should have been a legendary too.
A caster weapon.
And really, every class should have just gotten a legendary.
And it was at the end of Molten Core. I think for both of them it was at the end of Molten Core. And then also there was Thunder Fury and the other two, Hand of Rag.
But yeah,
Rags.
The artifact weapon, you can call that, it's a welfare legendary, but at least that's something that a player can get and focus on and be like, this is my personal,
you can make it personal, and in particular, it's something you have to kind of work towards, even if the work isn't hard. That's another important thing.
It sends you around the world.
This drilled into their heads.
It's an excuse to travel around this giant world that they've built. The fucking massive
that's good.
Amounts of content. Good. And they started doing that more in Legion, where they're like, oh, go to this previous expansion, the jungle area, or like Shalazar Basin.
And there'll be a new instanced content. We've already said some of that instant content is annoying, but I understand why they do it.
Yeah, because it's an excuse to have a unique adventure in that area that it's kind of a shame that other players can't stumble onto it. Yeah.
The level can be scaled to the player.
Yeah, that's why it's instances, so that other players like a level 80 isn't going to wander in and just get fucking smoked when they're trying to do quests in that same area. It's still a little wonky and goofy, but that's how it works.
And they apparently added that ability now to sync up with the party leader.
Yeah, so that you're on the same phase, which again we don't know how that works or why or what, but.
We haven't tried it yet, but because
we blew through all the content that made it available, so it's like, what the fuck's going on?
We'd have to play it with alt, and actually, my account expired a week ago.
Yeah, mine's going to expire.
So anything they change, I'm not going to even notice.
Yeah, and
I'm not going to notice. I'm not going to care.
I forgot. I'm even on a quest right now to get the legendary staff from Firelands, and I forgot the fucking week reset. I've been so bored of World of Warcraft now. I forgot that the whole week reset, and I could go do that, and I think I can actually finish it and get the staff and get my first ever actual legendary in the game history, and I haven't even bothered.
Because it's so boring.
Yeah, because it's
not interesting.
Yeah, it's World of Warcraft, and what am I? It's going to be a level 80 staff. I'm just going to throw it in the bank. Be like, there, I got a legendary. It's like, who gives a shit? They'll probably delete it from the game.
Another thing I probably shouldn't admit to is that I actually got Hand of Rag.
Yeah, that's right.
I got the parts for the Hand of Rag.
Just from soloing.
Which is a two-hander mace from the end of Molten Core. I got that, and I was like, you know what? I can finish this if I get the other parts.
My leg just started cramping again. Oh, it's doing it still.
Fucking World of Warcraft Blizzard.
World of Warcraft's fucking up my leg.
Look at what else. Fucking World of Warcraft. Look at what Blizzard's doing. Fuck Blizzard.
I have to fucking pull away from my desk when it happens though, because in order to keep my leg from crippling itself for the next 2 days, I have to stretch it super hard, and there's not even enough space on the desk. I need a bigger desk. That's what I need. And it's World of Warcraft's fault that I don't have
huge desk. We need huge desks. Yeah.
Anyways,
yes.
We need
Blizzard's fault. It's also China's fault.
Yes.
It's also China.
And I guess the Hong Kong protesters' fault because they used Reddit spacing in their signs. Gotcha this time, fucking Hong Kong protesters.
I've been taught since the 80s how to properly make a paragraph line break when fucking typing or writing. And now apparently it's Reddit spacing.
Yeah,
because people who spend a lot of time on Reddit and then got angry at Reddit are still angry at Reddit.
Yes, fucking now an emotionally fragile teenager is going to be angry at how I double spaced a fucking sentence or a paragraph. Good job with your life there, little queer. Anyways, but the artifact, the idea is that you would get an artifact weapon at 60. All classes get an artifact weapon.
It's kind of like how heirlooms.
16.
It's also kind of how heirlooms work.
Like the Roque-Delar and Benediction, maybe even WW. I guess that's Whirlwind Axe. I forgot that even fucking existed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Whirlwind. It's an axe, a sword, or a mace. Either way, whatever.
It was a choice from a quest, and again, that's something that makes you feel like you're. I still don't like the "you are the hero, you're the ultimate shaman" in the game.
Yes, they shouldn't do that.
But something that makes my quest feel, my character actually feel personal, instead of the hero of the entire universe. Just make it so oh, you did this and you got this cool
That's
weapon.
How it used to feel. It's another thing about fucking Vanilla WoW, aka
and Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 does
really
that too.
Nice.
Guild Wars 2 has a whole story mode with story quests that are this is about you. This is not about the world. It's about the world you inhabit with you in it.
But also, it gave you the feeling
MMO.
You were a single part of this big army, and someday you could join this army and do great adventures.
WoW fags really don't understand that. They have no comprehension of it.
They don't understand anything.
I think because you need an IQ of at least 80 to comprehend it, and World of Warcraft fans don't even have that. Why don't they have that? I mean, an IQ of 80 is really low. You should be able to have an IQ of 100
Are they less
at least.
intelligent than a dog?
Yes. Anyways,
even a dog serves.
But yeah, just
even a dog would make a better World
Instead,
of Warcraft
they
game.
whine and complain about the lore, this and that, and it's like there is no
they
lore.
retcon something.
Yeah, there is no
who
lore.
cares?
World of
Fuck
Warcraft doesn't have a story. If you really, if it's taking you this long to even realize that World of Warcraft has never had a story. Warcraft 3 didn't have a story. It doesn't even have a pretend story. It's not a shitty story. It's not a bad story. It is no story. There is no story in it.
It was not well written either.
No.
I'm saying I
happens.
know a lot of people are going to be angry hearing that.
It's just a bunch of random things that simply play on a screen. There's no story, though. A story has a narrative and structure. World of Warcraft doesn't have any of that.
And then the
Never
character,
did.
Basically, if you want to sum up the entire Warcraft universe, it's Paladins fall, everyone dies.
Yeah.
That is every single thing that has ever happened
That's
in the entire lore
that's gone
of
in
Warcraft.
That goes
not
out.
World of Warcraft. Warcraft.
Yeah, all of Warcraft. But that goes out as a joke, but they're really putting it in like that. What can you do?
Why are they doing that?
I guess,
What can you do? Nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do. But yeah, these and again, that's something that World of Warcraft fans, it's a complete objective fact, and World of Warcraft fans will listen to that and be like, no, with no argument. They can't argue, they can't fucking figure it out.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is
World of Warcraft.
And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you were ever able to do about it. There's nothing you will ever be able to do about it. It's always going to be true, especially if you don't want it to be. Oh, fuck, I'm stuck on the wall again. There. I was invisibly.
It's just Arthas just went insane, and he fucking did, and then he immediately became evil. It's retarded.
Yeah, it's the gayest.
It's not interesting. It's laughable, if anything.
But
laughable. People treated that shit like it was serious. It's like, I grew up with that. I don't care.
Yeah, you grew up as a retarded faggot. Then I'm not impressed that you grew up as a retarded faggot. And
get better taste.
Yeah, and how is that my fault?
You're not a comic book fan.
Yeah.
Get better taste.
And you're getting angry at me because you're the one who grew up as a retarded faggot. What am I supposed to do about it? Don't get mad at me. Get mad at yourself.
What do you want me to do about it?
Yeah. Anyways, the main point, though, you say artifact weapon at level 60, like the Rogue Dalara benediction.
Yeah,
Whirlwind axe for warriors at level 30, but also a one-hand sword and maybe shield.
Keep the artifacts too from Legion, also, and just at this point, Legion is obsolete anyway. So keep the artifacts, and you just make them do the same things essentially.
Trying to burn some
and that's okay. It's not wrong. Just give somebody the choice if they want the new artifact or the old artifact, and you'll still level up with them. They can have the heirlooms too if they want. That's okay too. Make it work exactly like the heirlooms, by the way. It's no different from the heirlooms.
Yeah, we're just levels with you.
Like the heirlooms.
Every time you level, the item levels too and gains a little bit of stats. So that it's just something that you can you feel like you can rely on. That would be kind of cool.
But it's something you also have to earn and go on an adventure to get.
Yeah, exactly. You adventure around the world, revisiting old areas and having new adventures in them in order to level it up or do new shit. That would be cool. But that might be a little too cool for World of Warcraft. Gotta make it. But
it's kind of like how repairs, they put in item repairs because people were having too much fun.
Yeah. So the
you don't want them having too much fun.
You want them to grind to a halt and be like, "Oh, my gear's all broken. I gotta go repair it." I mean, otherwise there would be no consequences for dying, but it's like they're just already kind of...
No, yeah, I do understand that, but there already were consequences. You had to run all the way back to your body.
Yeah, the time you waste. And it's usually not even the player's fault. It's the dungeon just decided that a fucking enemy would patrol on, and it's one more enemy than you can handle, even if everyone pulls out all the stops. It's just fuck you, video game playing person. And I was there. I maxed out the Prismavera Tux.
Okay. We can play something. We can play a different level now, at least.
Yeah, but just to wrap this up, though, just these ideas. The artifact could be leveled at the end of each expansion, but it also levels each level like a heirloom, or heirloom, if you will. Heirloom. But the expansions have a quest. Like, I guess maybe each expansion will have its quest for you to perma-level
yeah, that's actually kind of what I also wanted, was every time you get to the new expansion, like Burning Crusade or whatever, you can go on a new quest to level up the heirloom. Basically, just keep it as the same heirloom you got from the Molten Core area. And you'd be able to get it from Molten Core without having to do a raid. You know, don't make people have to do a raid.
It's not
make
raid
it so
required.
They can solo it.
It's something that it's personal to you, the player. Maybe even a fucking... not exactly a unique quest, but something that maybe some other players might not see, but not
essentially
so
the
different.
idea that I had was just send them into Molten Core with 10 NPCs and make them do a specialized instanced version of Molten Core. And all they have to do is kind of know the strategies, simple strategies. Again, this doesn't have to be hard.
Just be
and
competent.
You can make it simple and easy.
Be competent at playing your class. If you're a healer, just throw some heals.
People will learn how to play the game by doing this, which is the way you're supposed to have done it if you're a game designer.
As long as
Teach the player how to play. Don't just put it on the wiki and be like, there, now go read the wiki. Go fucking log off the game or alt-tab out and read this fucking website to figure out how to play our game. You're an incompetent game developer if you do that. And that's the way raiding always worked up until, I think, Cataclysm or later. They didn't even have the dungeon guide.
Yeah, there's no dungeon guide.
Here's what the enemies do.
You literally
had no idea.
You were required to go look up on an external website how to play World of Warcraft if you were doing raids. You had to alt-tab out, look up the boss you were on, what the boss does, where they do it, where people have to be standing.
And that didn't even help you. It's like, okay, this boss throws a fireball. Okay, what do I need to know about this fireball the boss throws? Nothing. He's just going to do it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And then it wouldn't look like a fireball.
Listed?
Then it wouldn't even look like a fireball, and it would be like purple, and it would
be invisible. It would be completely invisible.
It would have electricity. It would be invisible. Its path would be invisible, and its landing point would be invisible. And then when it would land, it would kill everyone that was in it. And it was like, oh, they shouldn't have been there. But
you're supposed to be standing in the fire. Why weren't you standing in the fire? What?
Yeah, exactly. There were some of those raids where you're supposed to stand in a and it would damage you. But if you didn't stand in the fire, then like some kind of giant nuke would kill everything that was outside of the fire. And the only way to do that. The only way to do that. The only way to know to do that is to look it up on a fucking website, or if you wipe hundreds of times on it. Or you guess.
Somebody else would have to look it up on the website.
Somebody else would have to tell you, which means they looked it up on a website.
You know what I need? I need the Mesa Prime system so I can level up with fucking Loeka.
Fine, yeah, let's do that.
Here, hold on a second. What relic is that?
I know.
So Mesa Prime system.
It was here. Let me read some more of this.
Neo.
It levels like a heirloom, but the expansions have a quest for you to perma-level it more. But and again, like say a quest would be like, say at level 80, you go into a sort of NPC-ish raid of Molten Core where it's like a sort of a unique adventure where it's slightly different enemies, that kind of shit. And if you're a healer, your job is to just heal these NPCs. And if you're any way competent at healing, you can just fucking get through it and it's an adventure. And if you're a tank, the whole thing is to just hold the aggro. And if you do that, then the other healer NPCs will make sure you're constantly healed up for the whole run. And it won't be super long like fucking actual Molten Core. It will be like, 10, 20 minutes. Because they do some of these already, and they're so long, so boring, so pointless. And they take forever. What they need to do is sort of do these where they get to the point, but make it like a big set piece adventure and fucking crazy shit happening.
Which is kind of what they did in Legion. That's what Legion kind of already does. It'll send you back to some of the earlier areas.
Job of it. It doesn't do a great job of it all the time, but it does do it, and sometimes they're short little adventures that so it feels like you're really hopping around the world, re-exploring some of the old zones and having fresh new adventures there. So yeah, and if it was to level up your just a one-time thing, once per expansion, once per every 10 levels, whatever.
Well, I'd want it would be a short quest chain, but I would kind of want you to go around the expansion area, go around the Burning Crusade, maybe an instanced version of, I don't know, Black Temple, maybe Karazhan, whatever.
Yeah, and there was one. There was one for Karazhan too. I remember for.
There was. There was also quest chains for the key
for warlocks
or something
for warlocks.
The warlocks. Yeah, I don't even remember that.
The weapon, the artifact weapon in Legion, the one for Affliction wants you to go underneath Karazhan to a new place, that's under this door in Karazhan. And it's kind of neat, and it's a unique thing, and it's a little weird. And again, some of them take a little too long, but at the same time, why isn't it scanning? Oh, I did.
It's unscannable.
He's an unscannable. Here's a Moonlight Dragon Lily or some shit. Anyways, so yeah, just an adventure, an excuse to have some new adventures in some of the old, currently existing areas of a giant fucking
the content
game
is
space.
already there. It already exists, and nobody's using it. So at the very least, give people a reason to go back.
I would say don't even make it like level scaled. Make it so you're going there as level 80 or level 60, but it's a level 20 zone, so you can just rip through it.
For me, that's fine. I don't mind going back, re-experiencing this content that I may have missed as a super easy mode. That doesn't bother me. But at the same time,
scaling
it would probably
is fine
be
too.
Okay to make it so that maybe one enemy scaled, something like that.
Yeah.
Just a few things to fight that are your level.
Something that wouldn't fuck up the game for other players in an area, so it doesn't have to be instanced, because they rely too much on that instanced area. And it's it would be just kind of cool if you could see other actual players of appropriate level just being there and hanging out instead. Yeah, so that was part of the idea, where your artifact weapon levels like a heirloom, but the expansions have a quest to perma-level it more by 1 level per level. All classes get a special quest for the new item. Battle res spells for all healers. I think you...
I know we already mentioned that.
Yeah, I think we did mention that. I'm just going down the list here. We're about done, though. Healing and tanker.
Well, there's other stuff that we could fucking mention.
One says healing and tanking are easier. Fuck PvP. We're talking about just breaking the balance of the game.
That one would take more discussion, probably.
Yeah. So we've gone for about 43 minutes right now. So I'll say we'll leave off on that.
20 minutes.
Yeah, we try to keep these to 20 minutes, so we'll leave it at that. Make sure to unlike, don't share, recomment, subscribe. Make sure you're still unsubscribed. Fuck, that's good pepperoni, and if you want to be verified on social media, you're barely a human being.